Hello everyone, I'm ihab, fouad, first year medical student. This is the second time I talk about corona. This is to update you with more essential and interesting information, and most importantly, up-to-date information that you need to know in order to know what's happening around you in the world. Welcome to Med Talk, and let's begin. I want to start off by sharing the story that happened with me 5 or 6 days ago. I was at the immigration office doing some paperwork, and I see a lady get out of her seat suddenly and starts to spray perfume all around. And then this lady sitting next to her starts saying, "I'm so sensitive, why are you doing this?" And then she looks back at her and is like, "Don't creep out, I'm trying to protect you from coronavirus." And at that moment, I realized how much people are lacking so much information. And I thought to myself, I need to update you guys with information that you might lack as well. To begin with, you cannot kill coronavirus or COVID-19 with perfume because it requires an alcohol concentration somewhere between 60 and 90%. Perfumes contain 20 to 30%. Colognes, however, contain 60 to 70%, but still they're not as effective as other methods. The second reason you should not be using perfume to kill coronavirus is because perfumes contain 200 to 350 different chemical types. Whenever we breathe in perfume excessively, we are going to exhaust our immune system and distract it from doing its original function. The immune system in the lungs and everywhere in the body is steady and always in a standby mode to fight any upcoming infection. If you give it chemicals that it does not need, it's going to work on releasing those chemicals from the body and fighting whatever needs to be fighted. So that means you will distract your immune system by giving such chemicals. So we have to be careful with detergents and chemical use not to overwhelm our immune system. To make this clear, let's say this lady quits the place she was in and meets a different guy or a person that is carrying the coronavirus, and she gets infected. The coronavirus is going to find its way better in this situation because the immune cells over here or over this area in the lungs are going to be busy with something else. I said in my previous video that you need to make your immune system better to stay more protected against the virus. Some of you might say that even if we have a good or bad immune system, we're still going to get the infection. This is absolutely not true. Why? Because research now is showing that people with better immune systems are able to restrict the viral replication with one place, and they do not show respiratory complications, while people with coexisting illnesses or with weakened immune systems show further complications which can lead to respiratory illness or failure, which can cause death. So therefore, you need to stay happy and healthy. A lot of you guys are wondering why people or the WHO itself didn't make vaccines up to this moment. Well, for this virus and for HIV, it's hard to make vaccine. Why? It's because the virus is consisting of a single-stranded RNA. And every time this virus enters our cells and replicates, it creates errors in the replications. Our cells, for example, replicate and make identical cells. This is because they have a corrective mechanism. The virus lacks the enzymes needed to correct the genome. Therefore, if they go to person A, they change with time, then they go to person B, they change, and person C, they change. So if person A took a vaccine, this virus will keep changing from person C to D to E to F, and then it will come back to person A. And this person will have a new strain of the virus and will get reinfected, and therefore a vaccine is ineffective. Same thing for HIV. I want to let you know something. If you hear that there's a vaccine already for this is absolutely not true, because they still need time to find the vaccine. And if they found it today, it needs for them 6 months in order to release it in the market. This is because they need to let the vaccine undergo clinical trials, first on animals, then humans, then a bigger group of humans, then a bigger group of humans, then they can give the vaccine to us. So it's gonna take minimum 6 months. That's if they found the vaccine today. This is for your information. A virus is a non-living thing. This is because it simply does not grow, it does not replicate on its own, it does not eat food, it does not have metabolism, and it does not contain homeostasis. Why and how does it grow, and how can we kill it? Well, we don't kill the virus itself. The virus is only active when it's infecting another cell. What we do is that we give disinfectants or alcohol from 60 to 90%, not to kill the virus itself. COVID-19 is an enveloped virus that has a lipid bilayer and has glycoproteins on the top, as you can see. And if we apply those detergents, the protein structure is gonna change and deform, and that's how we make it deactivated. However, you cannot fully kill a virus because it's already dead. If we zoom inside the human lung, this is what we're gonna see. This is the site of exchange between oxygen and carbon dioxide. This terminal branch carries oxygen from outside the body and fills those air sacs, also called alveolar sacs, with oxygen. Oxygen here is highly concentrated. Over here, on the other hand, in the capillaries, it's very low concentrated because we use up oxygen that we took previously, and is very and highly concentrated with carbon dioxide that is produced by our tissues. So therefore, there's a net exchange that occurs, and carbon passes from this side to this side, and oxygen passes from this side to this side via a very thin membrane here, as you can see, which is only 1 cell thick. However, if we have COVID-19, for example, or anything that induces inflammation, like any foreign body, it can be paint, perfumes, chemicals, or whatever, the body will elicit an immune reaction and will recruit white blood cells to quit the capillaries and cause edema and inflammation. This inflammation is consisting of water, proteins, white blood cells, and many other enzymes and liquids. So when this occurs, the oxygen is kind of trapped over here, okay? So it cannot get to the other side because there's a water barrier, right? Same thing for the carbon dioxide. So this what makes COVID-19 deadly, because if all the alveolar sacs are affected, then the person will not be able to breathe efficiently and he or she may die. Over here we can see together the most accurate and up-to-date information provided by the WHO. As you can see, China is still on the top of the list, about 81,000 infected cases. Iran is about 12,000 cases, and Italy, the second most numerous cases in the world, which is about 21,000. This is the United States, 1,600. If you view the Arab world over here, or the Middle East in general, you are gonna find that most of the Arab countries don't exceed 100 cases per country. However, Bahrain, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia have above 100. And there's something really weird I realized over here, is that in the 13th of February last month, over 15,000 cases were reported by the WHO. And this is really weird because before it, there was nothing as such, and after it, the same thing. So why was it on this day they had the highest number? So is it because of Valentine's? Well, I thought that at the beginning, but then I thought to myself that the virus needs about 10 to 2 weeks in order to show up the symptoms. That means they've gotten it in the beginning of February and it was expressed at 13th of February. I don't know, guys, what do you think? I need your help of course, and your ideas about this phenomena over here in the comments down below. As you can see, this is the number of countries affected, and this is the number of deaths, this is the number of cases. If you divide this number over this and times by 100, you're gonna get the fatality or mortality rate, and you're gonna get a 3.7%, which means if 100 people got infected with coronavirus or COVID-19, only about 4 people are gonna die. If you compare that to H1N1, which has a 10% fatality rate, or even rabies that has 100% fatality rate, that means if 100 people get rabies, all of them die. You might think that this virus is not as dangerous as other stuff that we already have on the planet. Last thing to say, I spotted that Libya, Syria, and Yemen, and those two countries, have 0 cases. So it's either that the doctors there are underreporting or reporting it as caused by other stuff, so that's why it's not showing as corona, or maybe because the WHO does not have access to this country because of what's going on there. I know we are living in a very hard times nowadays. However, it's your responsibility to obtain proper information for you and for your family, because 27 people in Iran died because they've been told that ethanol or isopropyl alcohol usage will protect them against COVID-19. 27 people, that's a big number, and I'm sure a lot of people around the world are suffering much more than this. You guys have a huge responsibility in obtaining the information from proper resources. That's to protect yourself and to protect your family. And never go by those misconceptions, no matter how much you see them on social media. This is the end of the video. I hope you guys love the content. I need you to subscribe, share, and hit the bell icon so that every time I upload something, you are aware of it. I need you to stay healthy and happy in everything that you do. I wish you all the best, and if you are interested in seeing the same video in Arabic, please click here.